So this week we decided to split the Games Only podcast up into two separate parts. We originally started talking about the Xbox One, the new release, and then we decided to leave it as a standalone version. That way, if you just wanted to hear about this and our thoughts about the system, you can. Seems like a little bit of rambling, but that's what we do best. Without further ado, it's Sunny, HP, Blue, and I, Dr. Gumar, talking about the Xbox One. Hope you all enjoy.
Let's talk about some gaming hardware, shall we?
Sure.
Hooray!
Okay, great. So, Microsoft had its press conference this week, a momentous occasion, full of groundbreaking technologies. As far as they are concerned, it is groundbreaking technology. What did we think of the Xbox One? What do we think of the name, first of all?
The X-Bone?
The X-Bone, that's right.
I hated
trending.
the name. When I first heard it, I hated it because I didn't understand what they were implying with it, but I'm kind of cool with it now.
Because it's the one thing to control
Right.
the living room.
The one ring to rule them all.
Oh.
Hopefully that ring isn't red.
So it'll red ring once.
I'm okay with the name as a standalone Xbox One. I know what they're going for, but man, since they named their second console the 360, they kind of just screw the pooch of where to go with names. I don't think they should have went to a number,
Yeah.
especially one less than the 360.
From a business perspective, like at work, there are a lot of parents that just know that there's a number at the end of Xbox. They're not sure what Xbox the game is for. So that's going to create problems in the future, probably, for people like me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Jet Set Radio Future is for the OG Xbox.
I'm worried about brand marketing confusion because they are targeting. So a lot of this press conference was kind of targeting not just casual gamers, but people who want to watch TV and surf the internet.
It's targeting lots of dudes who have screwed up, had a child, and play lots of Call of Duty.
Okay.
ADD.
Sure. I'm just concerned that, trying to approach this kind of not necessarily even casual gaming market, the people who want the Xbox because they know it can do everything are going to be really confused with the name, I think.
I don't think we should put too much stock in the name, to be honest.
Well, if they walk into the store and give me the one with the one
new Xbox, that one.
where you're trying to figure out the actor in that one movie, you just the one, and they'll figure it out.
That one Xbox, sure, okay, fine. So I'm no longer worried about the incompetent people of the planet.
Look,
thank
they
you.
can't do any worse than what we did with the Wii U, so they're fine.
Ugh. That's the worst name ever.
Okay, now you have the retail perspective. What did the Wii U do? People had no friggin' clue what the hell they were buying?
Nothing. It did nothing because everybody thinks that, they don't understand that I'm saying Wii U. I guess they just think I'm saying the Wii.
Wii U!
Yeah, and they think it's just a gamepad. And they're, we've had a ton of people buy games specifically for the Wii U, and they get it home and open it, and it doesn't play on their system. People just don't understand that Nintendo came out with a brand new console.
Yeah, that's something people...
They should have called it, the Nintendo Amazing Sauce or something, so it was just a total step away.
Completely separate themselves from the Wii U.
Yes, because I just hate the name. I think the Wii is a horrible name. It should have been Revolution or whatever.
Yeah, that was an awesome name.
Where did you even come up? Maybe it's just different in Japan and it doesn't sound as stupid, but...
Oh, but come on.
Really
they
stupid.
say we would like you to play. Isn't that...
Yeah,
no?
but we say wee, and it's... it's just, I don't know.
Do we say wee?
I usually don't, but it makes me think of, the Beethoven movie. Isn't that what the little girl called Beethoven, for his name at first?
What?
It just makes me think of, I don't
What
know.
the hell are you talking about? A composer? I don't think he was ever... What's his first name? Ludwig? How does that turn into wee-wee?
Ludwig
No,
von Beethoven.
they
No,
like-
we're talking about
they had-
the dog.
The dog with the big shaggy dog.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the composer.
They had,
No,
like,
you knew exactly
Well,
what she was talking
basically the
about.
composer.
I never saw the original, like,
Oh, it
the
doesn't
dog.
matter. You still knew what I was talking about. You're just giving me a hard time.
Hang on, they called the dog that?
No, Jesus Christ. Let's get back to
They
the
called
the
the dog
Xbox thingy.
Jesus.
How's that?
Okay, got it.
Dogs Only
So-
podcast.
So,
Oh, what is a name?
so the Xbox One. Okay, right. So we'll get used to calling it the Xbox One.
Yes.
The Xbone. I'm sorry, Sonny. Get it trending. Hashtag
Oh, yeah.
Xbone. So they showed a lot of functionality, not so much gaming functionality, but a little gaming and a little bit of the hardware. But it was mostly a press conference about watching TV and watching movies and Skyping, and the Kinect can do all this new cool stuff, which, in the past, if you are a listener of this program, I have played around with the voice recognition of the Kinect a lot. I've used that with as many games as I can get my hands on, with
Really?
varying degrees of success.
Do you enjoy it?
He's that Skyrim dude yelling shit from the top of the
Really?
I still haven't
Oh.
done the Skyrim thing, but for Mass Effect,
He's Garrus.
I am Garrus. Bone me, ass rape.
Oh no!
Hey, I'm bringing it back. So no, I used it. Yeah, I used it in Mass Effect 3, and I absolutely loved it.
See, I never even tried it.
Oh,
I just tell it to go to Netflix, and that's pretty much it.
I still have not hooked up my Kinect.
do you have a Kinect?
Yeah, I bought it with a package because I needed a new Xbox, and it's still in the box.
I haven't hooked up my Kinect, but I didn't buy one.
But this new system, we're
Thank you.
always going to have to hook our Kinect in.
That is correct.
That is correct. What do you think of that?
I don't care. It's no different than a controller. People saying, what if my Kinect breaks? What if your controller breaks? You can't play shit with no controller. Shut up. Well,
Okay.
seriously. I mean,
It's true. It is.
doesn't bother me.
It's not moving. It stays on your nightstand or
Yeah.
your entertainment center, whatever it's
Some
on.
people
And
say
Your
stupid
that's it.
stuff like,
nightstand.
oh,
Sorry, I have my TV on a nightstand currently, so that's what I'm looking at.
well, I can't take my system anywhere. You're not supposed to. Didn't you see the way this thing looks? It looks like it's part of an entertainment console for once. I like it.
Okay.
I like the look of it. It looks big. It looks blocky. It looks like it's going to stay put. And I'm fine with that as a grown-ass man.
It looks like the original to me. Like
Oh,
at first
yeah.
glance, I was like,
It looked huge.
yeah. I like my vertical, like sleek Xbox. I don't know. It's not horrible. It looks like the original.
But they did show it as opposed
Yes.
to PlayStation, who we don't know what it looks like.
Correct.
It could be like a big spire, for all we
But
know.
they did show the hell out of that stupid controller.
You know, I don't know. Everyone who's done hands-on with that controller said it's actually really good and a little bit better. So
Are we talking about the PlayStation controller or?
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Oh, I was talking.
I've always liked the DualShock, though. And the Xbox controller looks decent. It looks like it probably feels the same, but they just decided to square off edges where no hand would ever go to anyway, just to match the console.
What I find fascinating about the new controller, which they briefly touched on but haven't really gone into, apparently the shoulder buttons, the triggers will have some kind of force feedback.
Yeah, they're going to have their own independent little rumble bits.
So
Yeah, that can be triggered independently.
I think that there's some great possibilities that I can't even think of because I'm not a game designer. But I
I'll
think
just look at something simple, like you're aiming down the scope of a sniper rifle and it wiggles your trigger finger.
yeah, that'd be
I mean,
cool.
that's just the simple stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's more to it.
I've never really bought into the hype of the whole wiggling controller stuff. I don't know.
You didn't like the N64's rumble pack?
It doesn't do anything for me, really.
Where are you putting it? Never mind.
Oh.
So it's interesting because I think the PlayStation 3 controller when it first came out didn't have any kind
Yeah,
of.
the 6
Correct.
axis does not have any rumble,
Yeah,
and
and
people were furious
Controllers I
over it.
bought do not have rumble still.
It felt weird to me Now, I'm not a huge proponent of the whole rumbling controller thing, but having played with it for so long, not having a controller that rumbles when I shoot or whatever get hit, not having that feedback feels really odd. I don't know. I think you would feel differently if it was just gone.
Mine actually died. It quit doing that, and I didn't even notice I had stopped doing that until I got a new controller, recently, and it was like, holy crap, what's it doing?
Then forget everything I've ever said.
Now, do we know how they're handling the power for the controller? Is it going to be a battery pack, or is it
two
going to
AA
be
batteries?
Oh, it's the same thing?
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm sure there'll be rechargeable packs as well.
Buy rechargeable batteries, problem solved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Eneloop batteries. Findable at Amazon.com for a very good price. I have, I believe, 8 of them. And they
make sure to buy them through the Sunflower 4000 store.
Yeah, type in the promo code Sunflower 4000 for a kick in the groin.
0% off.
To get charged a little bit more.
What kind of batteries? What?
Eneloop, Eneloop. They are really, really cheap. They're really, really good. And Blue, I've forced you to use them. What do you think of them?
They do the trick.
The only reason why I ask is because the rumble capability on the current controller actually turns off depending on your battery power.
Yeah, it does.
Huh.
So, I mean, it's gone off on me before, and I haven't noticed until I put in a new set of batteries. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to feel
I noticed right away because my balls stopped tingling.
Right, so, controller, look, we've talked about that.
I'm nervous, a little nervous about how kind of not present, but the Kinect is listening all the time, and if I'm talking to somebody else and saying like, hey, do you want to get on the Xbox and watch Star Trek? Like, all of a sudden, it's watching Star Trek.
Supposedly the only thing it listens for when it's off. I mean, are you concerned about it being off and listening?
No, I'm concerned about playing a game and talking to somebody else in the room and having to flip out.
You've got a Kinect anyway. I mean, like a regular ass Kinect, and you know how responsive it is then. I mean, surely you've said something and had it behave a little strangely, and if not, it's doing its job right?
Well,
I think
are you talking about Xbox Bing 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 Bing?
Well,
I think you'll still have to address it to give it a command, right? You still have to say Xbox,
Right, but in the sentence I gave, like, hey, do you want to hop on the Xbox and watch Star Trek? Like, if I'm playing a game while that happens...
I believe the way that it works is that it looks for isolated phrases. So
okay.
You can say, I'm sitting around the house, I'm shaving my legs, and I'm about to go and turn my Xbox on to play with some fake porno games. It doesn't detect that, but if I go, Xbox, porno game, then it's good.
I'm going to go on Xbox and Skype, and then, oh no! Everybody see me naked.
They did show
you can probably tweak the settings a little bit, too.
Yeah, I hope, because...
I'm sure...
The current Kinect doesn't listen to you. Like, you can't do anything with the menus during an actual game session.
Yeah.
It's all just the home stuff right now.
Well, let's talk about something pretty important. Are you concerned about them collecting data on you and what you say and your habits?
No, I don't care. Doesn't bother me.
You sure?
I also don't care.
If they want to collect data, that's fine. I'm playing.
They do that with cell phones anyway.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, you can't have current media without somebody tracking your habits and what you're doing. So
it doesn't bother any of you at all. You don't think, this is an invasion of... Because, I mean, technically, in a way, it is quite the invasion of privacy, but on the other hand, we've already gone that.
I mean, if somebody at Microsoft hacks my Xbox and turns on my camera, that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
If they're just saying that this time he's doing this, I don't care.
All right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about some cool stuff that they could do with it, but, I mean, I suppose they already could do it currently, but I think it would be really cool if people allowed it to capture, like, reactions at big moments, stories, or scary moments in games.
Oh, like Burnout Paradise did with the crashes.
If you remember Burnout Paradise, if you had an Xbox Live Vision cam hooked up, when someone else would wreck into you and crash your car, it would take a photo of your face as it's happening to you.
Yeah, and then send it to the person who
So
wrecked
it's
you.
like a ride. It's like a ride at Disneyland.
Yeah,
You got
it
this
was
really
awesome.
cool little
Hilarious.
gallery
Really
of people
funny.
that you wrecked into and ruined. And going like, ooh, and then one of them's like a dude's dick, and you're like, well,
Won't hit that guy ever again. Yeah, I think they could do some really cool stuff with, knowing already that everyone has this camera, and that you could do, the fact that they want to do interactive TV, we could have 1 versus 100 back again.
please God, yes, that was awesome.
Yeah, and the camera is updated. It's 1080p now, and it's not a stereo camera anymore. They said some crazy sci-fi shit where it measures how far the photons travel.
It's really
to
not a
the 3D
stereo
rendering.
camera? That's interesting, because I know Sony's camera that they're shipping with their system is a stereo camera.
Yeah, the way they measure how far away you are from the camera, he said something crazy like he measures how fast the photons travel from the light reflecting. I was like, what the hell?
That's
But
good.
yeah,
Hopefully
it's one
smaller.
camera.
We're in Star Trek.
Yeah.
We are indeed in
It's
Star
almost a
Trek.
holodeck.
Star Trek, folks.
No mention of price, although I feel like Xbox is a lot more likely to do some kind of subscription, like, hey, get Xbox Live, hey, maybe even go through a cable provider and, a contract for 2 years of cable service.
They're pushing cable TV really hard, which is weird because people are leaving cable TV so
Yes.
much nowadays. And I think the reason why they're doing that is because they will have it available through your cable provider. Plus, they've also mentioned that there will be a subsidized Xbox One, which in other words means you pay less up front, but you have to get a subscription to something, and it's a contract, which people already do with their phones anyway.
I think that's a really cool idea because it makes it accessible to those of us who don't make as much money to just throw at stuff like this.
Don't have the $600 right up front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
people
think,
that have no business buying a new next-gen console.
Right.
without any kind of subsidization. Wow, thank you.
Subsidiaries.
Sure. Without that, I think the tech that they're offering us could be. I mean, we'd be paying no less than $700 because of the camera and what's in that box.
Yeah, with the Kinect attached.
Yeah.
What's underneath the actual cover, the hardware, is not as good as the PlayStation 4, I believe.
It's comparable.
It's comparable. Just the RAM isn't as fast, but it's similar. So the Kinect is going to push that over the top. The price of that.
So I think it would be.
Price. I think it's going to be much cheaper than the normal systems were when they launched, or our current gen. When it launched, I think it's going to be much less. I think Sony's going to be probably $499, and Xbox will be $499 and $299 with the contract. That's my guess.
Wow.
I can't see Sony doing that simply because they'd be taking a huge loss on the hardware, and they hate doing that.
They can't do what they did last time when they said $599 and everyone shit their pants and said nope.
If they actually realize their mistakes, which I doubt is going to happen, then I can see that. But still, that's a lot of DDR5 RAM is insane.
Yeah,
expensive.
I'd be shocked if the PS4 is less than $600.
Price is really everything, and if you can get me the next generation for $300, even with a contract, I'm probably going to jump on.
I could see the Xbox doing that with their 2-year Xbox Live subscription.
Yeah, because I'm going to get Live anyway. So
yeah, why not?
Okay. Anything? Mm-hmm.
Anything else? I would like to say, what's the price point that you guys will dive into each system? I'm just very curious. What's too much? What's just right?
I'm probably going to buy the Xbox regardless of whatever the price is.
Oh, Mr. Moneybanks.
I'm just saying. If it's like $1,000, then yeah, fuck that. But I probably will. The game from Remedy Studios, just because they said it could be at launch, I'm down.
Really,
Quantum Break.
Really sad it's not Alan Wake 2, guys.
Yeah, but it's just because they said it's from Remedy. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely down for it. That, and I like everything Microsoft Studios does, so I'm okay with that.
Fable: The Journey was good.
What a dick move. I'm actually kind of interested in the Halo TV show.
Ew, you are?
From Steven Spielberg? Yeah, I'm kind of interested.
You're like the only person that has shown any interest that I've talked to.
Almost everybody I know is excited about that.
What?
I think they could ruin it really easily. Especially because during the show they were saying like some really, really great shows that have really driving plot lines, and I'm thinking trying to do that with Halo, I don't know if the fan base is going to be very disinterested in it, so we'll see.
Like what Halo fans want, like both of them, they want lots of nice cinemas in their Halo game. Isn't that what they wanted? I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like that could be something very interesting.
So your friends are shitting bricks about this, Blue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a huge Halo person. I never got into it, but pretty much everybody, like at work and everything, is really super excited about it.
Weird. I was talking with a friend of and sometimes special guest of the show, Swoops, about about this, and she said that she would have much rather had an Alan Wake TV show, and I go, shit. Awesome.
An Alan Wake TV show would have been amazing.
It's perfect.
It would have been cool, but not. They have to think about they're doing this for the first time. Microsoft is making a television show, so they need to get as many viewers as possible.
Yeah.
Alan Wake is not going to bring that in.
Anytime that they go to make a movie or something off of a game or a game series that I really enjoy, it automatically makes me want to turn Inside Out, because I like having at least a little bit control over what's going on, and they tend to do things that I don't like.
Alan, why are you going there? No, don't go there, Alan. Stop.
Don't open that door, little girl.
Don't put the blazer over the sweatshirt. No.
Popcorn
I don't know.
Shit.
There's more potential for them to mess it up than to get it right. That's how I feel about it.
Well, that's because you're a pessimist.
Well, maybe I got butt raped by the Resident Evil movies.
Whoa!
Or Silent Hill movies.
They have Jill and Chris in them.
Oh, God.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't complain about the Chris, because I do like me some Wentworth Miller. But he was a horrible Chris. He doesn't look like Chris at all.
So, the
price
point that you would dive in, Blue?
What?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty lucky because my birthday and Christmas are fairly close to each other.
Pretend
so
you don't have
if
these things and it's all your money.
Let me finish. I was just going to say I could conveniently get one of the two systems as like a combined present from my family. But me, myself, I couldn't see myself spending more than $300, maybe $400 on one.
Okay.
And it would really have to just wait until they came out with something that I just really absolutely had to play.
I always admired that you spent $200 on that Marcus Phoenix statue.
It wasn't just the statue, it was the cog and
I just wanted to say that
and
when it comes to spending large amounts of money on stuff like that, I always admired that. I just couldn't
well,
do
you
it.
put it in this perspective in a way that you're kind of slapping me in the face as well.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, it happened to come at the perfect time to do that, too.
No, I'm dead serious.
You're upset because the Marcus Phoenix statue is mine and not yours.
Oh, shit.
That's what it is.
And she doesn't even let you look at it. She put the towel over it when you're home and she's not there.
I didn't mean it to sound...
There are certain games that I will spend a lot of money on, like the collector's edition type stuff. Few and far between. I'm allowed to do it every once in a while.
Certainly.
All right, Sonny, how much would you spend?
$300.
Top.
I would wait on anything that's much more than that until I start crying from all my orifices.
So 1 week. You will wait 1 week.
Wow.
Hopefully not 1 week, but
Let's
I mean,
con somebody into giving you one for free so you can do reviews for it like you did last time.
Well, I mean, friend of the show,
Oh.
Kate Father, already said he's buying 2 of those and 1 PS4, so maybe you can cry to Papa Moneybucks, Kate Father, and see if he can't hook you up.
in all honesty, it's way too early to say because it all depends on the games.
It really does. HP, how much you spend?
Again, I would be shocked if the PS4 is less than 6, and I don't think I can hop in at 6. I think there will be a bundle of the Xbox One that will be $400, and I think I would be willing to spend $4 on either of the honestly either of the consoles.
Yeah,
I could be in at 4.
I agree. I mean, 6 would be, like I said, no money would be an object for me, but that's a lie. 6 would be, anything higher than 6 would be no way in hell.
$600, you start to doubt yourself. You're like,
it seriously would be no way in hell.
Probably a big mistake.
Yeah, and that's when you become a huge fanboy who, like, doesn't even acknowledge the faults because you've spent this much money and you have to convince yourself that it's worth it.
Yep.
That's kind of what our discussion has been so far.
Our discussion?
Yeah.
Maybe your viewpoints.
So, okay.
Xbone.
I'm just waiting for games. E3 is when they're going to show off games, and I will know what I'm going to.
I was happy the angles they're doing with the system, because PlayStation is trying to, Sony's trying to backpedal and get their core audience back, while Microsoft is just trying to expand on what they already have, which I did really enjoy having them try and look and see, okay, we can do this, we can do that, let's try and get some new people in the seat.
I guess we should babble a little bit about their used game policy and what all they have announced or not announced so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard bits and tidbits about it's going to be connected to your gamer account.
I love bits. Basically, whenever you have a game, it attaches itself to your profile if you own it, and installs, and you must play the installed game. If somebody else grabs your disc and is like, man, I'm going to play this on my shit, and they take it home, it's going to say, hey, you want to buy this game? Because it's not yours. And they go, well, either yes, and then they haven't said what happens if you say, no, I don't want to buy it. They're being completely quiet about that. However, they have said there will be used games for it. They have done this with the retailer in mind. So
I heard a lot of rumors about there being a fee to play used games, but I haven't heard like a specific amount. Like, is it $5? Is it $25?
Well, some people will say the fee is the full price of the game. They're just giving you another option to buy the game while the disc is in there, so copy it over. Another thing,
I think $5 would be more than enough, because they would get so much freaking revenue off of that. It's insane.
Yeah.
I would expect a way to sell your games back to Microsoft itself. I think that's
an interesting theory.
The big thing that they're struggling with. God knows I own enough games digitally that I wish I didn't buy, that I would love to sell back.
Those quadruple dips.
I don't have. Hey, look, I triple dipped on Alan Wake yesterday. Leave me alone.
You quad dipped on
Whoa.
what game did you quad dip on? Rage? Did you quad dip on Rage?
No, I don't know what I quad dipped on. That was disgusting.
Gross.
But yeah, I've bought Alan Wake 3 times. Come at me. What's up?
I think the only thing I've done that for is Resident Evil 4 and Plants vs. Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies. God, that was my quad. That was my
yeah, that's gotta be.
Okay. I have
even I own
iPhone,
that like 3 or 4 times.
Computer and something else.
So.
The one thing I'm concerned about is that they said, oh yeah, you can sign in with your account on a friend's Xbox and you could use that just fine. Hopefully they have an easy way to transport your gamer tag.
Well, there already is one for the 360. You can put it on a USB drive.
But isn't that like installing your entire information, like all your games, or is it just your...
It shouldn't.
Your gamer tag and that's it.
It should just, I don't know. I don't ever do it because I'm a grown-ass man who plays my stuff on like my home console and that's it. You'd have to ask somebody who owns 2 consoles that they use often.
Okay, I'll ask Kate.
Yep.
See, I'm curious if, like, will all of our gamer scores drop down to 0?
No, they've said that they will not. That you will carry it all over.
But it's not backwards compatible with the old discs, so would you have to, like, jump back and forth between consoles if you want to finish up your achievements for an old 360 game?
From what I understand, yeah.
So.
I'm sure you would have to, yeah.
Huh.
But, I mean, it sounds like more and more of the saves will be on the cloud rather than on the system itself. And with that functionality, I would think you would be able to save your profile and whatever you want on the cloud and then go...
Slug it.
I know that they kind of tried to debunk the whole your system has to be online constantly thing, but it really makes it sound like the people who don't have internet access are really going to be kind of screwed because what are they going to do about, like, when you put a disc in to play it and it can't, like, force you to confirm that you've purchased it or whatever it is that they need to ask you.
And that's something that we will find out a little bit later.
Yeah, and if you can't afford internet, then you shouldn't be buying a $600 game system.
Well, some people are out in the boonies and they can't.
Yeah, I know.
They just have satellite or whatever.
They can't get a fat.
I would think that I would think that in that particular instance, your profile would be on your local Xbox One, and therefore it would verify with the profile that's on there. I don't feel like it needs to go someplace else to be verified. I think it will check against whatever the account is on the local Xbox.
Well, they're not giving any specifics out yet, but I would imagine it would be like a 3G chip in there that would just simply do a little ping, and that's it. And it's real simple, and it doesn't require the internet, but it speaks through the internet, if that makes sense. You know, like your phones do.
Your phone does.
Yep.
So
thinking.
Yeah. When's E3? What, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
A little bit more than 2 weeks.
Like, 19 days or something, 18 days.
Okay. So, I mean, we'll have more information then about the games and whatnot.
That's when everyone's going to show their whole hand. And
they just pretty much said, okay, here's the new system. We're trying to go this way for the new direction of Xbox, and hopefully everybody who's a sports fan and who is a shooter fan will listen and buy the system.
You know, to be honest, if I had one, I would probably try fantasy football.
Oh yeah, that whole system was awesome. How it updates automatically while stuff is happening.
I think that would give me a lot more incentive to actually watch TV again as well.
See, that doesn't do anything for me. They showed all that sports stuff and all the fantasy football leagues and all that, and that, like, really kind of turned me off of it, that was their main focus.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would really hook people in and pull them in to maybe consider buying the system, but
I feel like it was just kind of an example of what they can do. I don't necessarily think it's, like, the only thing they're going to do.
Right. It was just so heavily focused. I was just a little bit disappointed. That's all.
Okay. I definitely understand. And in that case, I'm sure you're much more excited for the PS4 because they showed a lot of games.
No.
You didn't like that weird dude on the stage saying that he once protested against the government 8 years ago and got kicked in the belly? And then
what
really
was
worried?
That dude? That was so weird.
I didn't like much of anything that they had to say at Sony, so I'm still, like, definitely in the Microsoft court right now.
I think they were trying to show that they were just as insane as they always have been at that press conference. We still have our edge, guys.
No,
8 years ago,
I really like
the G8 summit.
I really like what both consoles are bringing, and I'm excited for...
Which one fits your life? That's going to be the question. It's not going to be... For me, it's not going to be like, oh, how am I going to change to enjoy this? I'm going to look at it and I'm going to be like, which one does what I want it to?
Well, for me, currently, I'm looking at the PlayStation isn't really doing anything different. They're just trying to catch up, and at least Xbox is trying to think of things to grow off of. That's how I'm looking at it.
We'll see what happens.
I really don't see... They talked about a lot of, like, Sony talked about a lot of the development-type tools and stuff that people can use to be creative and things like that. And that's really cool in itself, but I think most people that are going to be interested in picking up that console wouldn't really want to mess with anything like that. Like, if I wanted to do stuff like that, I feel like I would probably go to school for it. Or
they're pretty much saying that, hey, this system's for games and gamers, but you can do this stuff on it if you want to, but it's for gamers. That's what their conference was.
Yeah, it just seemed really scatterbrained to me, like they were just really trying to grasp at anybody and everybody they could bring back in. It seemed a little desperate, I guess.
Huh. I didn't get that sense at all.
Yeah, to me, Xbox just seems to have a good sense of the future and what they want, what their game plan is, and how they want to proceed for it. They want to get this system in as many houses as humanly possible.
I think it's a huge gamble to go with cable so much, though. Huge
That's
game.
true.
Well-
I don't have cable. I will have to get cable for any of that to be useful to me.
Well, they did make sure that the whole split screen thing and all that was, doesn't necessarily have to have cable. You can still do internet searches with it. So,
I mean, sure, that's true, but, one of their big things was how interactive it was with live TV, and all of that was useless to me.
I think part of it, too, was just to show how fast it was in acknowledging how fast you wanted to change between things. I don't know if the cable thing was necessarily something they tried to super focus on, even though they showed it a lot. I think it was just, trying to show you how fast you can change between the different things that they have available to you.
yeah, because they did mention that you can play one game while waiting for another game to queue up. So switching in between stuff like that. They just didn't have any games to show, I guess.
Well, they did mention this was just going to be hardware, so that's what we got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call of Duty dog looks pretty cool, though.
That Call of Duty dog was awesome.
I wonder if the PC players can mod him to sound like Scooby-Doo.
What do you mean the PC? Well, I guess...
We can't mod the Xbox game. I mean, technically you can. It'll be much
What do you
harder,
mean the
but
PC? That's what they do.
that's what they do. Yeah, they mod shit.
Well, we're talking about
that way
the
when you
Xbox
command it, people
conference. Okay.
I thought it was really cool to see, the motion stuff, how they had, the little dots on the dog and stuff. I thought that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, mocap a dog.
Real dog stuff. This is real dog-ish.
I just get really scared anytime they put an animal in a game because I get way too attached to it, and I get really scared they'll kill it off and stuff. And
So I was talking to Blue the other day, speaking of this, and I told her that I think how new Call of Duty is going to end is that the owner of the dog dies, and you play the last stage as the dog, except it's at the guy's funeral, and you have to go lay down in front of the casket.
And I told him he was dumb.
It's not dumb. I think they'll do it.
I agree with both of you.
That's way too sad.
Well, see,
that
here's the
shit's
thing.
not going to happen in Call of Duty.
They've done this kind of precedent before in a way because in Call of Duty 4, you start out as the president of whatever war-torn nation it is, and you go to your execution and you get killed. That's how the game started. I think they would do something like that. I don't know.
Spoilers.
Yeah, for all of you who haven't played the story of Call of Duty 4 and we're planning on
6 years ago.
Spoilers.
When games were good.
Oh, my goodness.
Future spoilers about the dog as well.
Future spoilers about the ghosts. All right. Well, I think unless anyone else has anything else, I think those are our thoughts on the Xbox One.
Sonny, are you going to grace us with a nerd voice and tell us the PlayStation 1? I guess not.
No.
Okay.
The PS one?
Busy. What?
PS?
WON, the other homonym for the number 1.
What's there to win? We all
Omni.
lose.
What?
Okay, Sonny, forget it. I was going to...
So this went well.
Nice straw man, Doc!
I think that ends our
That's what I was looking for, Sonny. Thank you.
special Xbox One conference episode of the Games Only podcast. Stick around because it sounds like we're gonna do a Games One next. So yeah, look for that, which might also be episode 88. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Episode 88B coming at you.
Right. Here we go.
We can do some editing magic.
Or nothing.
Say this is
Hopefully we're editing this ending.
Nope. This is happening to win. Thanks for listening to us ramble. We'll talk at you later.
This is your guru chief. The cross is really tough, but Daytona. Out there on the way, yes, we're on the way. That is a beautiful day here at Daytona. You follow way behind, trying to make a hole there. You low over the track, let's see some control. There's a crash coming along turn 3. Better watch yourself. Hey, are you alright? Somebody coming up behind you. Oh. You're burning up the tires, baby. Daytona, let's go over here. Daytona, Daytona, let's go over here. Daytona, this is your guru chief. The course is really tough, but it's